So about a year ago, I made a very difficult Crypt of the Necrodancer puzzle dungeon. This was made following the rules for Puzzdoor, which require that you set the player's health at the beginning of the level so that everyone will start with the same amount of health. 2, you place 10 diamonds somewhere throughout the level so that there are progress points. And 3, you set a time limit. The time limit I gave for this puzzle was 30 minutes, and it was quickly realized that was not reasonable because this is a very, very, very hard dungeon. Now, this video is going to go through a solution to the puzzle, but also it's going to talk about a lot of the game mechanics at play. Because the solution is a spoiler for the puzzle, if you want to play this blind without having seen the spoiler, without having seen the solution, I'm including a link to the puzzle in the description and you should pause the video here. Alright, without further ado, let's look at Achilles. Now, Achilles is so named because even though you're Bard and you have all the powers in the world, you have weakness, and the weakness in this is your feet. When you get to the second floor, because the first floor is just there to make sure that your health is at 1/2 of a heart, you have a monocle, so you can see a lot of the items, and you can see that a lot of those items are boots of pain. The main tactic in the Achilles puzzle is item avoidance. How can you avoid stepping on items? Specifically, how can you avoid stepping on the boots of pain? So the first major mechanic at play here is just moving barrels. We have a staff, and we have a dagger. When you shoot with the staff, it hits everything in a straight line, and it hits things in the order from where you are to the end of the staff shot. So if I were to push right, I would attack the crate next to me, and then the barrel, and then the other barrel. When I hit the crate, it can't move because there's a barrel behind it. When I hit the barrel, it can move because there's space. So what we end up with is a rolling barrel, another barrel which bounced backwards from the bounce trap, and the crate is unmoved. So now if I let a few beats pass, then the barrels crash into each other, and I can attack again. This time the barrels move, and one of them gets over the bounce trap because there was a barrel blocking its path. This lets you get the glass torch, but you can't go any further. But with the glass torch you can see that there are a lot of warlocks. Warlocks are another fun way of moving around because you can travel to wherever the warlock is standing if you hit it, and a staff has quite a long range for hitting a warlock. So if we start over knowing that there's a warlock there, we want to not get that spot covered. So we're going to push the barrels and the crate all next to each other, grab our staff, and then get our glass torch. Now the torch's aggro radius means that now we have the warlock who is going to come towards us. So if I were to shoot to the right now, I would get hit by the cursed wraith after teleporting to where the warlock is, but otherwise I would be totally safe. And right now I have to attack in the other direction or the barrel will squish me against the wall and kill me. So I do that. At this point, there is a warlock beneath me with 2 crates, and a warlock above me with 3 banshees. The next important mechanic to consider is how damage calculations work with a multi-hit obsidian weapon. The staff can hit arbitrarily many tiles in one attack, starting from the player and moving in the direction you attack. And for each tile that it hits, it recalculates what damage it's doing. So right now, I have killed only one thing, that warlock. And so I have 1 hit of the charge on the obsidian. It takes 5 hits to become fully charged and deal 3 damage. With 1 to 4 hits, it deals 2 damage. 2 damage is not enough to break crates, but it is enough to one-shot the warlock beneath me. But if I do hit the warlock beneath me, now I have a death trap. So if I instead use some of the enemies to the right to get my multiplier up, how many do I want to kill? Well, if I want to get to max multiplier, I need to kill 4 enemies. We'll see what happens then. You notice that the warlock is standing on a bounce trap, the one beneath me. That means when I attack downwards, I will first break the crate, Then I will attack the Warlock and teleport to its position, and then I will bounce into the Boots of Pain and immediately die. So clearly 3 damage is not the correct amount to have here. But 2 damage got me trapped. So what you need to have happen is get that final hit of Obsidian by killing this Warlock, which allows you to not break the crate holding the Boots of Pain, but yes, break the crate holding the Cutlass. So if I kill 3 enemies here, and I'm going to sneakily leave the Warlock alive. Now when I attack downwards, I won't break the crate with the boots in it, but I will break the crate with the Cutlass in it, and I will kill the Warlock. That's because when I killed the Warlock, the Staff Beam from that point onwards was dealing 3 damage. So now I can break the crate holding the Boots of Pain without being pushed onto it and get out of this trap. So that's progress. I can go grab this diamond. So I mentioned the biggest issue with this level was item avoidance. Right now we see that both of our directions we could try to go are blocked by Boots of Pain. We also just saw that we can use a Warlock to get around the boots. The other interesting mechanic with Warlocks is that they can be used to move the boots away from their current tile. When you kill a Warlock, everything on the Warlock's tile is exchanged for everything on your tile. So for example, if I were to kill a Warlock on top of Boots of Pain, the boots would teleport. For example, if I attack this Warlock, the boots will move to the square where I am right now. And I will get pushed back by the Banshee. So now I can go to this direction and know that it's safe to travel upwards at a later time. The next mechanic you have to know to be able to complete this puzzle is multiple parry. Right now, if I attack the crate, I will get pushed up by the Banshee beneath me. This is the closest enemy to me, so it has the highest priority for attacking between the 2 identical priority enemies. Then, after I am pushed up by the Banshee beneath me, I will be pushed to the left by the Banshee to my right. This will help me completely avoid stepping on the Boots of Pain, even though I travel over that tile, because the part of the turn where you pick up an item is completely skipped during that parry chain. For a demonstration, I have just crossed over the Boots of Pain without ever stepping on them. Next, I need to travel to the left, but if I step to the left, I will get killed by the armadillo. You can again abuse parry. I left this cauldron above me alive so that I can attack it on this beat. I will attack the cauldron, then I'll get hit by the Banshee, pushing me to the left. Then I'll get hit by the armadillo, which will try to push me to the right. Now at this point, the armadillo is not moving, so I can travel to the left. I'm standing on hot coals, but if I attack the crate with the broadsword, I get parried onto it. And that means I am not standing on hot coals for an entire beat, so I'm safe. And now when I'm in this corner with a base broadsword, I can just try to fight my way out. At this point, I have to not move, I have to burn a beat. This is an intentional design from the puzzle to cause you to not have max multiplier at this point. Really, this is already huge progress. Being able to stand on these tiles means that you've made a lot of mechanics make sense and gotten through a lot of this puzzle. And if I had been smart, I would have probably ended the puzzle here and said this is a 30-minute puzzle for someone to try to figure out. But when I was designing this, I wanted to add more, and I added a lot more. And it's a lot of really kind of difficult and gross stuff. Beginning with this confused Blademaster. So the mechanic that helps you get around this Blademaster is the fact that when an enemy is confused and then the confusion wears off, it takes one step towards you and then will reevaluate what its AI says to do. Now, at this case, once the confusion wears off with him down there, he's always going to take his step towards you back onto the confused trap. But if you grab the broadsword, then you can actually go around him. Now, at this point, when his confusion wears off, he'll step in this direction. And you can kill him and now freely walk around. So at this point in the puzzle, it's worth evaluating, where do you want to go? Last time we were at that three-way intersection above that pair of boots of pain, we were forced into going left. We want to go up. Up from that three-way intersection can take us to the exit. But if we wanted to go to there, and I'm going to just ride out the confusion a little bit, we would have to be able to get over that boots of pain, which is sitting 2 corners upright from us. That's not going to be possible unless we use a warlock. So of these 2 warlocks, we want to keep one of them alive and somehow lure it all the way over to this column. That's rather tricky. But I set it up so that that is possible, and it is exactly the thing you need to do to complete this puzzle. First step, the advantage of a dagger is a throwable weapon, so it can allow you to position these weapons essentially anywhere that you can reach. So I'm going to throw the dagger at this tile and then go put the cutlass there. The reason I consider this section so tedious is that there's a confused trap, and you have to either wait out for confusion to end, or you have to just play while confused, which can be really hard. So at this point, I'm going to put the cutlass on the tile where I had thrown the dagger. The reason for that is going to be shown in just a second. If the boots of pain are on this tile, then I can walk around them if I just can stand on the spikes. That could be using either the lead boots or the heavy glass to just tank the hits. You'll see that it has to be the heavy glass. Now, with the cutlass there, I am going to use the gold. I pick up the gold and have a gold weapon, so I am able to break this crate. And then I'm going to go get the cutlass and use it to move the boots of pain. Now there is the warlock that I want to keep alive, and I'm going to use the confused trap to send it down there. I can pick up the heavy glass armor, and I can go get the staff. Why do I want the staff? Well, I'm going to need to lure that warlock past the confused trap, and I cannot get below it so that its confusion pushes it into the top hallway. So I have to actually delete the confused trap. Now, because I have heavy glass, I can step on this trap here without being pushed into the boots of pain. And so I've retrieved the staff. So at this point, if I am standing on the confused trap and I attack downward, which is going to be pressing up, I have only 1 damage, so it leaves the warlock alive. But it hits the golem, dropping goo at my feet, which overrides the tile that I am standing on. So now, once the warlock is coming back to me, it'll make it to this section. Now I'm heavy, so I don't have to worry about this bounce trap being a one-way for me, but it will move the warlock. And I've just screwed myself. I've done this before, but I've totally forgot what I'm doing, and at this point I think I'm dead. I can at least play out the rest of this to show you what's supposed to happen. So you can get the warlock stuck in this corner. And you can throw your dagger from this tile where it is safe to do so. And that will teleport the boots of pain to your current tile and you to the warlock's current tile, which now makes it safe to walk around and try to get over this bounce trap. But because I took a hit on my heavy glass in the process, I have to use barred mashing to get over that bounce trap, was a total cheat. But it's possible. And I wanted to be on that side of the bounce trap with the staff. But I will still die later because of a choice that I made in this particular playthrough of the level. There we go. So there is a black bat there, a gorgon, and barrels. So all that's left to get to the exit is this gauntlet. I have no armor, so as soon as I attack that warlock, the barrel will hit me and I'll die. But even if I had armor, I would be frozen in place with a black bat going to hit me on either the even or the odd beats. And I don't have a luck charm, so it has to hit me if it has the chance. So somehow I have to get back to this point with a luck charm. So how would you get a luck charm in this level? The previous run that I showed, we killed the banshees in that hallway with the 2 boots of pain, and the leprechaun spawned on one of those tiles. Because when we killed the banshee, we had max multiplier. The slight change you have to make to the play that'll let you get a lucky charm is at this point when you need 3 kills, make 2 of them the banshees. That means that you can avoid having a large gold pile from those banshees later on. I'm going to avoid picking up that diamond because timing-wise that's actually very important. If you try to pick up the diamond, you might end up with the warlock too close for you to be able to teleport over the boots. Now at this point, the same as before. You use the parry to teleport over the boots of pain, but this time there is no large gold pile on the right side of the screen, which means we have yet to spawn our leprechaun. So at this point, there's the forced beat drop. I'm going to drop another 7 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And lo and behold, a leprechaun spawns. Now because we've hit him, he will chase us. And when a chasing leprechaun moves a tile, it drops a pile of gold. If a leprechaun is able to drop 16 piles of gold, it will despawn immediately. But if it isn't moving, then it can't drop that gold. So for the time being, we're just going to continue on as though we were otherwise not thinking about a leprechaun. Because if it's stuck right there where it is right now, it won't be able to drop any more gold. So it's not a concern to us. Now that we've finished off the Blademaster, we can move on to the Confused Trap and kill our leprechaun. And then from this point, it's the same, get the gold dagger, go swap it for the cutlass, I'm going to become unconfused just so I don't mess this up. Now, I messed up in that I don't have enough damage, and I didn't attack that with the broadsword, so I need to be on 2 damage at this point. So that's a ruined level. So here's the full level. Kill the 2 banshees. Avoid the diamond because you don't actually have time to go pick it up. This particular series of motions always will accomplish the boot jump. Attack the cauldron. The forced beat drop. The leprechaun. The confused Blademaster. Note that the leprechaun is not going to keep dropping gold because it's not going to move towards us. Just for safety, I'm going to put 1 hit on that warlock because if I do drop the beat later, I need to be able to kill it in 1 hit anyway with the obsidian cutlass. Put the gold above the barrel, but don't step on the gold. Finish off the leprechaun. Throw the dagger above the gold pile. Replace it with the cutlass. I'm going to let my confusion wear off. break this crate, and then teleport the boots from within the crate onto a tile where you can walk around them, and then leave this punk alive. Go get your heavy glass, use it to retrieve the staff and the diamond. Destroy the trap here so that this guy can chase you. And this time, don't get hit. So now I'm able to get it down to the bottom while still having that hit left on my heavy glass. Exchange your position with the boots, allowing free passage to the right, and now I have heavy glass, so this bounce trap doesn't require cheesing. And now here is the point where luck and this heavy glass both are going to be important. I'm going to attack to the left, which will put me onto the tile where the warlock is, and I will get frozen by the Gorgon, so the black bat has to have no ability to hit me for me not to die. My heavy glass armor shatters when I get hit by that barrel, and I have a few beats of petrification during which the black bat will hit me if I don't have a lucky charm. But since I did have a lucky charm, I can continue through here safely. I attack downwards to get to that warlock, and I am done with the level. That was Achilles. I hope someone will enjoy it somewhere.